This is Vahid from VRF Education channel, and welcome to another tutorial series in my channel. In this channel, we're going to learn how we can customize Django Admin Panel. As you might already know, Django generously provides a very powerful admin panel for developers. So developers don't need to involve in creating the basic functionalities for their admin area, but they also are able to customize the thing that Django provides for them. And this is exactly based on open and close principle in Solid. It means that you can make use of the admin panel as it is right now, and it's working well and well tested. But you can also extend the functionality based on your needs, and you can customize almost every aspect of that admin panel through some configuration in your codes. There are lots of ways to customize our admin panel and lots of functionalities also. So in this series, through a couple of sessions, maybe up to 10 sessions, I'm gonna show you how we can customize different parts of our admin panel. So for this purpose, we're going to create some projects and create some models, because in our admin panel, we are mainly focused on models. So we can do some customization for those models. For that purpose, we need to create admin classes for each model or each model class, and then we can see how we can change their representation in our admin panel, how we can change the visibility of fields in different parts of the admin panel, for example in add or view area, and also how we can group the fields together. We are going to cover these topics in this session, and in the next session we are going into details in more advanced customization. So let's go and see how we can do this kind of operations in Django Admin. Okay, let's set up our environment. For this purpose, inside this folder, I'm gonna check our prerequisite. First of all, we need to have Python installed on this computer, and right now I installed version 3.8, and I think any version greater than 3.6 is good for this tutorial. And also we need to install Django, but before that it's recommended to create a virtual environment, a clean environment to work on a Django project, and you can install any library on that environment without touching your main environment. What does it mean? Okay, let's see what I installed on my global environment. I've installed these packages on my global environment. Now I need to create a virtual environment. For this purpose, I'm gonna create a environment using this command python-m venv, that's virtual environment, and name and choose a name for this environment. I'm gonna say this is again equal to venv, and you need to wait a couple of seconds to copy some files inside a folder named venv inside this folder. So we have a folder named venv as I named it, and in order to activate your virtual environment you need to go to folder venv, venv and folder scripts, and call activate batch file. So you can see something changed inside our command prompt, and text just appear before our command prompt, the name that we chose for this environment. It indicates that I'm currently inside my virtual environment, and if I call the pip freeze one more time, you can see this environment is completely clean and it's ready to install everything that you need to use for your development. And in order to deactivate, you can again go to your virtual environment venv and scripts and call deactivate batch file. So again we are going to normal command prompt. So let's activate it one more time, and I want to install Django, the latest version, on this virtual environment. So it's gonna install Django version 4.2.4, and this tutorial is applicable also for Django version 3. And let's wait till the installation complete, and because I just installed it before, it's gonna collect them through the cache. And let's run pip freeze again. As you can see, Django version 4.2.4 installed alongside with the other libraries that is necessary to work with Django. So I'm gonna create a project to work with that. For this purpose, we're going to use Django Admin, and the command is start project, and then the name of project is custom underline admin. So if I again get the directory list, you can see I have two folders, custom admin and vent. So let's go to custom admin, and I'm gonna open VS Code here. So if I press code dot or the current location, the VS Code will be opened and show all the folders inside, all the files and folders inside the current directory for me. So this is it. We are inside the custom admin. We have a Python, we have a manage.py file and also a folder named custom admin. This is the same as the root folder, and this is the main file for this project located inside this folder. For example, settings.py, URLs, and other things. We don't need to do anything related to these files because we are focusing on admin part of the site. But let's see if everything okay or not. Let's get back to our environment, and I'm gonna say okay. Yeah, let's see what we have. We have manage.py. So I'm gonna say Python manage.py run server. So our server is gonna start, and I'm gonna launch this URL inside my browser. Everything is okay. This is the start project screen, and I want to go to admin part of the site. It says, okay, Django administration, please enter a username and a password. So we don't have any username and password, and I'm gonna create it. So oops, let's see how we can do this. Let's go back to our VS Code, and I'm gonna open command prompt inside here. Okay, you can see the our virtual environment is activated also. I'm gonna say Python manage.py migrate. So there are some migrations already needs to be applied to our project, and as you can see, a db.sqlite tree created a database for our project in SQLite environment. Now I'm gonna create a super user, the user that I can enter to admin area. For this user, I'm gonna say Python manage.py create super user, and it's gonna say okay, enter the username. I'm gonna say it's admin. Email address is admin@sites.com, and the password 123456. 123456. It says it's not gonna pass the validation criteria. I'm gonna say okay, choose it. I'm gonna use it anyway. Now let's get back to our website, and I'm gonna say the username is admin and the password is 123456. Okay, I got it. Here is the admin area. Now we are going to customize it completely, from the header file and how to load models inside this area, how to customize the model pages, and the other stuff. For this purpose, let's create an app that contains two classes that we want to manage them or view them inside the admin area, and then we're going to customize the admin area after adding those classes. For this purpose, I'm going to create an app inside my project. For this purpose, again, I'm going to say Django Admin. This time we're going to start an app. The name is core app. So a folder named core created, and some files similar to the main folder or our custom admin folder appear inside this folder. This is an application inside our project. The Django project consists of a couple of applications, and here I'm gonna create two model are classes or data classes that somehow is related to our database. So here we are going to use code first model. In code first, we first define our classes, and after that we are going to migrate this class to our database file or database servers. So I created two classes for this demo, and I'm gonna copy all those files here. we have a course model and we have a lesson model. Each course contains a couple of lessons. So we need to create a class that inherit from models.model, and also we import models from this module to our models.py file. And here we have a couple of fields for course: title, description, publish date, price, author, and status. And right now, this is going to be a character field, and this is a text field. Somehow we can enter more text inside this field. For this field, we're going to use date time field, and this is an integer field. Authors again is a character field, and for status, we're going to use a drop down or combo box, and the choices are from a tuple here. These values are going to show in the UI, but these are going to use as the value on the background. And again, for lesson, we have another class. Here we have a title, and we have a course link. What kind of which course does this lesson belong to? Okay, and we're going to use a position. This is the integer field, the order of the lesson, and also a video URL. So these are symbolic, and we are not going to get into details for this model creation. Now, I want to see these classes or these models inside our admin area. First, we need to do what? So we need to create a migration folder, and also we need to register these classes inside our admin area. So we need to go to admin.py file inside our core application and say from.models import course and lesson, these two classes, our models, and I'm going to say admin.sites.register what? The course class. I'm going to say, okay, register this course class and also the lesson class. I want to see both these files inside my admin area. And before we go to admin area, we need to do another thing. We need to create migration file for these two classes. So I'm going to say Python. Let's first go to our admin. If I refresh, nothing happened, nothing added to this area. So we need to say Python manage.py make migrations. So it says no migrations, and yeah, because we forgot to add our new app inside the installed app settings. So you can just say core, or you can say core.apps.core-config. Both of them are true. So let's just add the core here and run the make migrations commands one more time. It says create model for course and create model for lesson, and we need to migrate one more time. So it says, okay, two migration files added to our database. And if I get back to our model and press refresh, you can see it says you have an app named core and two classes. These are pluralized of our class names, courses and lessons. So I add these two models to my admin area. This is the first step that we need to do. So here we also are able to add courses. If I press add course, you can see something generates automatically for me, and all those fields that I mentioned inside my model appeared here. Based on their type, appropriate widget will be placed in the admin area. So here we have a character field, a text field, a date time field. Price is an integer or a numeric widget added. For author, again, we have a text edit or line edit, and for status we have a drop down or combo box here. And also you can see a help that I provide for this field appeared inside this output. Let's see what do I really mean. If we get back to models, you can see it says the default value is draft, and also it's a help text, enter field documentation. Okay, and I can change the default value. For example, I'm going to change it to publish. So let's see what happened. If I press refresh, you can see the default value is published, and everything gonna happen automatically in the background. Now let's create. So let's customize our admin panel from this area. I want to change this title. So you just need to go back to your admin, and I'm going to say admin.site header equal to custom admin project. Now let's see what happened. If I refresh, you can see the title changed, okay, to the thing that I provide inside my admin.py file. And also you're able to change this part of the title. You can see the title is divided into two parts and separated by a pipe character. First one is where we are, select group to change, or for example I'm going to add group. So we are in add group, and this is the site title. So if you want to change the title for this part, you are also able to come here to admin.site, admin.py file, and say admin.site.title.site title equal to, for example, custom admin, something like this. And I'm gonna refresh the site one more time. You can see this part is also changed. So we can do a lot of other things here, but right now let's go back to our course. I'm gonna create a course object. So this is my course 1, description course 1, and description is disk for course 1. The publish date I'm gonna use today and now. Okay, let's change it to 1 month before. We are in July, for example, 26th of July. The price is $100. The author is Wahid, and the status is draft, or the status is published. Save. So we are getting back to our course page. Here we have a list of course added. It says course object. I'm a course object. I don't know anything about this object till we clicked on this part. So again, we have the data that I entered right a couple of minutes ago. So this is the part that we are going to customize it completely. And let's go to, for example, users. Here we are going to see something like this. A good list here, a couple of columns inside the main page. For example, I want to see the course, the author, and the price in the first page, and I'm not going to the detail page for each course to see who is the author or other things. And also we're going to add a search part, a filter part, and things like that. So first of all, I'm gonna clarify that what is this object is about. So let's add another object. I'm gonna use course 2 disk for course 2. Publish date is today, this one. The price is 200, and the author is, for example, Sarah, and it's draft. So again, you can see we have course object, first sample, course object, second instance, not sample. These are different instances of course class, course objects. Okay, let's get back to our VS Code, and inside the models, I just comment out $str method. If you uncomment it and provide one of these fields, it will show this field as or anything that you want to provide here as the name inside that list in Django Admin. So we can save it and get back to our Django part. And if I refresh, you can see it says, okay, this is course 1, this is course 2. Yeah, and you can also select any of them that you want. So by uncommenting or providing $str method inside your model class, you're going to see a text, a valid text, or some understandable text inside the page, or inside your main page or first level in admin panel. These are basic customization that we apply to our admin panel. From now on, and for advanced customization, we need to create another class, a class that's gonna tell the admin panel how to show these objects or these entities. So for each one, we need to create a separate admin class. What does it mean? let's get back to our VS Code, and here inside the admin panel, I'm going to create those classes also here. So I'm going to create a class named named course admin. So this class implies that I'm going to provide some information about the admin panel for this object, and this class also going to inherit from admin.ModelAdmin. So let's just pass, and this is an empty class. We don't have anything right now. And in order to tell the Django that try to customize the admin part of this object using this class, you need to pass this class as our second parameter for register method. Okay, and I forgot to move them below the class declaration. So this is the first way that you can tell how to customize the admin part for this class using this class. That I'm gonna add a couple of things inside this class instead of the path keyword. And also we can mention admin classes in another way. For example, I'm gonna create lesson admin class. Again, it's gonna inherit from admin.ModelAdmin. Here, instead of passing lesson admin as a second parameter for register method, we can decorate this class using this notation, @admin.register, and the name of our model. This is lesson this time. So we're gonna say this lesson admin gonna tell the Django how to customize the admin area for this model, this lesson model. So these are two ways how we can tell Django how to customize our admin section. Now let's see how we can use these classes in order to customize our admin part. First of all, let's change the list that's shown inside our model first page. I'm going to change this list and add a couple of other fields inside this list and change it to a grid like component. For this purpose, we need to provide a field here. The field name is list underline display. So it says what kind of data you want to present inside your first page list. So we need to provide a tuple, and here I'm going to mention the field names. For example, I want to see the title, and I'm gonna see the publish date, publish underline date, and the price. These are the fields that I want to see inside that grid. Oops, price. And don't forget to check the naming check the name inside your model and also the text you are going to pass here. So let's refresh this site, and I think something went wrong with our server. Let's change it. Let's check it inside the constructor. Yeah, the lesson is already registered with the lesson admin. Okay, that's true. Let's get rid of this window, and I'm gonna run the server one more time to see what's going to happen. Python. Oh, I think we need to move it here. First of all, we need to register the lesson, and after that we're going to provide the admin area. And I'm going to say Python manage.py run server one more time, and waiting. It says the model lesson is already registered in app core. Maybe we need to comment this line out, and okay, everything just fine. And let's get back to our admin panel, and here you can see the list change. Here we have title, publish date, and also price for each object. And I don't know why this part. Okay, that's good. So this is the way that we can customize our list inside the first page. So it says list display. You can provide any field that you want to see inside that grid. And the next item is when we want to go for details. For example, here I'm going to add a course. For example, I don't want to see the description. I just want to see the title, publish date, price, author, and status. I don't want to see description. So you have two ways to do these things. we have another field here. It says fields. Oops, fields. So field says, please mention the field name that you want to see in those pages. For example, adding things, editing object, and the page that we are going into detail for one object. So again, I'm gonna say, I'm gonna see title, publish date, publish, underline date, and after that I'm gonna see price and status and the author. So let's refresh the page. Boom. Description gone, and also the order changed. Here I changed the order of status and author, so status comes first and after that we have author. So we can change the order inside these fields. And also you can combine the field together. For example, I want to put price just after the title in the same row. For this purpose, you can combine these two together inside the tuple. We have tuple inside our tuple. So I'm going to say I have another tuple here. Title and price should be put together in one row, and after that I'm going to publish date, the status, and author in separate rows. So I'm going to refresh the things. You can see we have title and price grouped together in one row, and other fields are in separate rows. And let's go to add user page. Oh, not add user. Let's go to user and see. Yeah, this part. This is the edit part or detail view of one specific user. You can see here we have a different segmentation. These are our main information, username and password, and here we have a personal information segment or group, permission group, and the other things. So let's see how we can create groups for our models. Let's comment this part, and I'm gonna introduce another field. It says field sets. Using field sets, we can create groups. For this purpose, we need to provide some tuples. For example, this is our main tuple. I'm gonna combine. I'm gonna separate fields into two different parts: main part and some extra parts. For the first one, I don't. This is so we need to have two tuples. For the first one, I don't have to specify a name as a title, so I'm gonna pass none. And again, I'm gonna have another object inside it. So we're going to fill it very soon. And for the next one, I'm going to say we have some extra information category, extra info, for example, extra info. And here we have some a dictionary, so we need to fill it. Inside this dictionary, I'm gonna say, let's move it below, and also this one. I'm gonna say for the first category that it has nothing or no subject, the fields again is a tuple, and we need to pass some field. I'm gonna put title, publish date, publish underline date, and price inside this category. These are the primary information that we need to add for each course. And for the next one, I'm gonna say fields equal to what? The other fields we have author and status. Author and status. So that's it. Let's see what we have. If I refresh the page, you can see here we have our main parts, title, publish date, and price, and the other fields, author and status, are inside another section named extra info. And we exclude description because we don't mention it anywhere inside of these categories. We don't have description. So, and also we can apply some classes to these parts. Let's see, what does it mean? Let's get back to our VS Code. For example, I want to this part be collapsed on the start, and if user want to enter something, it can expand it. So here we have another field, for example classes, and it's equal to for example another tuple collapse, something like this. And do not forget to put a comma to convert it to a tuple. Now let's refresh. Something went wrong. I forgot to add comma here. Let's see the server. Okay, and if I press refresh, this time extra info is collapsed and a show link appeared. If I press on this one, you can see the field inside this part. So you can collapse the items, unnecessary items, in order to clean up your output. There are other useful options that we can use in field set. For example, imagine that you want more space for your label. Here you have long or wide labels, so you can just use wide label, wide inside the classes property, and if you refresh the site, you have more space here in comparison to these ones. You can see we have more space here, and also you can provide some description for this category. So we need to use the description, and this is a new group, and if I expand the category or open the category, you can see the description gonna show below the title, so you can provide some information about this category for your user. These are the way that we can use field set in our codes. And here, yeah. Now let's see what we can do with this class. Okay, let's comment all these changes here, and let's see what we have again. You just saw that when we want to exclude some fields, we just mentioned the other fields that we want to have in our model or in our final page. So what if we have a lot of fields or a lot of columns in our database that and we want just to exclude 2 columns, for example? So we don't need to mention all other fields. We can use another field in our admin class. So here, instead of using fields, we can use exclude. I'm going to exclude a couple of fields from final output. For example, I don't want to see title anymore, or price. I don't want to see these 2 fields. So if I refresh the output, you can see we don't have any title nor price in our output, and we just have description, publish date, author, and status. So this is the way that you can use to exclude some fields from your detail page. Okay, let's get them back. So I'm going to comment this one also. Now let's go to our first page. Here you can see I need to click on the title in order to be able to go to detail page. So we can change it in a way that we can, for example, click on price or publish date even to go to detail page. For this purpose, you need to provide another field here. It says list display links, and here I'm going to tell the field that I want to convert them to a link. So if I click on them, we go to the detail page for that object. So I'm going to say price, and publish date, and I don't want to convert the title to a link. So save it and refresh. Now this time course is a normal text, but these 2 are links, so we can click on 200 to go to detail page for this course, or even on the publish date. So these are changed to link, and we can use them to go to detail page. The next item is when we want to add a custom title or a custom column that does not exist in the database or in our model, but we want to have it inside this list or this grid. So imagine that I want to create a column that combine the course and price together and show it inside that list. For this purpose, I'm going to create a method named def combined method. For example, the name is combined. This is a custom name, or full name. I'm going to change it to something like this: full name and a full title. So object, it's going to return a string. For example, I'm gonna say I have object.title, object.title, and dash object.price. So that's it. And after declaring it, I'm going to add it inside the list display. So let's refresh. And as you can see, a full title appear here, and the name is somehow is a combination. The content is a combination of the course, the title, and the price. Course 2-200 and course 1-100. Sometimes it happens that we don't want to use the method name as the title of our grade. So for this purpose, we can do something like this. We need to mention the method name dot short underline description equals to, for example, complete name. Because sometimes our method starts with get or something else, and we don't want to use exactly the same name of our method in our output. Now let's save the change and reload the output. As you can see, the title name changed. And also we can do the thing in other way. For this purpose, we're gonna decorate this method with something like this: @admin dot display, and here we're going to say description equal to for example new name. And if I refresh the page, you can see again the name or title of this column changed to the text that I just entered for this decorator. There are also other options available for this type of fields, and I'm gonna talk about them very soon. One more thing, imagine that I want to return a Boolean value from this field. For example, I'm going to return true directly from this field. And let's see, what if I refresh the page? Okay, you can see true or false as the text here. But if you provide another argument for display method here, and it says Boolean equal to true, it's going to change it to an icon, for example, a green check for true, and if I return false, I can imagine that it's a red cross. Okay, so you can change the presentation for Boolean value using this parameter. And also there's another parameter, I'm going to talk about it very soon. Now, sometimes it's happened, let's also change this one. It happens that we have this method inside our model class. Let's see how we can handle this situation. Okay, let's go to our course class here. I'm gonna create another method. Let's just copy this one. Or let's just say capital name or title. And here we don't need to have those objects because we are here inside our model class. And I want to change the case of our title to capital case. And I'm going to say self.title.upper. That's it. And we don't have any of this field. Now we should mention the name inside the list display also. So let's grab it and paste it here and see what happened to our admin. If I refresh, you can see the capital title also appeared here, and we can apply some of these logics, for example the description name, and the other things also to this method inside our model class. So it doesn't important where you're going to define your method. So I'm going to say @admin, description is new column, and we also need to say from Django.contrib. Let's grab it from here and paste it here. Okay, the server is okay, and let's run. So you can see the title also changed to new column, and the value is uppercase of the title. So this is the way that we can add custom attribute or custom column into our first page of each model. So these are the basic customization that we can do for our models inside admin area in Django. Because the session length is getting a little long, I'm gonna move the other techniques to the next session. I hope you enjoyed the content till now, and till next session, goodbye.